It's time to unleash the fury!
We're live, Diego?
We're live.
Oh, we are live. All right, listen, straight out the gate. Fury FC was the best fucking card of the year, right? 103?
Yeah.
Yes.
So far.
Card of the year so far.
How crazy
How the
is
fuck
it?
does that beat 100?
100?
Some people said it didn't beat 100.
I don't know.
Probably the people who were on 100. But like,
Well, let's say that
100 was a great card, but I mean,
100 was a great
finishes.
card because of all the extra showmanship,
All the extra
and
showmanship
Hall of
behind it.
Fame and
Yeah.
production and robots and
Yeah, the robots.
all the shit that we did, you know?
I mean, this event didn't have a title fight on it.
No.
And when we went into it,
It had a 5-round main event that lasted 2 minutes.
2 minutes, we looked at it beforehand, and there were some chances for some sleepers in there that could have been really boring, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
It didn't happen.
Well, one fight in particular comes to mind.
Yeah, and I think when you look at the card, you sit back and look at it as a whole, man. Like 16 fights,
Crazy.
14 finishes,
16 pro fights.
16 pro fights,
All pro.
14 finishes. At one point, we had 4 straight finishes on the main card, and then we finished it with 2 more finishes again. So I'm sorry, we had three decisions all night.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just cool finishes, dude. It was like out of your fucking seat.
Oh, bro, I jumped up probably 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Like, holy
Which
shit.
is funny.
Holy shit.
This is one event we didn't have a reaction cam on.
I know, man, and we needed
It would
it
have been a
so
great
bad.
one to have. Yeah.
Those were those Dana White holy shit moments that
Yeah.
the fight game brings to you. Like that this card brought it. So if you haven't watched it, go to UFC Fight Pass right now and watch the Fury 103 replay. With all the fights that we had, the main card was only maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah, we were
Total?
done. We were done shockingly early, and the undercard we had to space it out with some extra
Yes.
intermissions that we usually don't do.
Because they were finishing so quick.
Yeah, because we didn't want. What we didn't want was to have 2-hour intermission while everyone's sitting there
Right.
waiting.
Yeah.
So you need to hire a comedian.
We gave some cash bonuses away.
We gave some cash bonuses. Big shout out to Warbringer Whiskey. Thank you for allowing us to do those
Honestly,
cash
bro,
bonuses.
we coulda
Putting
gave
their
about
money
5
where
of
their
them
mouth
away.
is, man.
Yeah. Those dudes at Warbringer are awesome, though.
Hey, let's get to it. Let's break down the card, man. Kicking off the night, we had Karan Reed and Christian Lopez. And I don't know if it was the game plan, but Karan Reed did exactly what everybody else does against Christian Lopez. For whatever reason, like you can look at Christian Lopez's record, it's pretty salty right now at this point, but nobody stands with him. Like they'll stand for like a few exchanges. And to be fair, it wasn't like he hurt Karan in the stand-up or anything in this point. Karan just, through the flow of the fight, just kind of quickly took him down and, took advantage of where I think it's pretty obvious that Christian's weakness would be. But
Christian would be good for karate combat.
Christian would be good for karate combat, yeah.
Maybe I'd hit up Asim and see if we can get him over there.
That'd be cool, man.
Just to hook him up. That boy deserves it, man.
He does, man.
He's a team player.
He never says no.
He's a company man,
Yeah.
for sure.
Always wants to get after it.
Yeah.
And really appreciate him. And this victory moves Karan Reed now to 5-2, which is going to put him into a different echelon of opponent. I know he wasn't happy with his placement on the card, but also you have to keep in mind we had to change his opponent in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We changed his opponent in the last 2 weeks. And we brought in someone that says yes is ready to fight, but we couldn't put that on the main card.
So Karan falls into the position now where he could possibly fight a Gabriel Echeverry, a Dimas Chapa, like
Tony Toro.
Tony Toro.
Yeah.
Toro's a 45er, Karan's a 35er. But Chapa, Echeverry, what's his name, Mowgli, John Garza.
Yeah.
Like, these are good fights for him at this point.
Yeah, there are. And I think we turn it around and he's,
Mo Miller.
At 5-2, Karan's got a great record.
Yeah.
You know, he's got a good look to him. So if he can put together 1, maybe 2 fights, I think he's got a look at contenders this season as well.
Bro, what if we got Karan to 7-2 and then we let him fight Lil Mana?
Crazy.
Lil Mana Martinez. There's some little bit of
little bit
bad
of
blood
bad
there,
blood
baby.
there,
We're going back to the OG days, the almost Civic Center.
We need a little bit of extra security that night.
Yeah.
No, I think everybody's grown up a little bit.
I think so. Well, Karan's interview, he's like, I ain't got no friends acting stupid no more, man.
Yeah.
And shout out to him, man. He's been on point.
Hey, he's done his business, you know.
Yeah, Karan's handled his business.
Speaking of handling business, dude, Drake Lopez. Holy.
Out
him-
bail, fresh out of jail.
Holy.
Took him 32 seconds
My man-
to
my
get the
man-
submission with a guillotine.
Went from being arrested at an event, like not being able to go.
Is he the Tupac of Fury FC?
He's a Tupac of Fury FC.
Hey, Drake too. He said he'll fight somebody in my front yard.
Yeah. I love
Did
it.
you hear his interview?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Dude, I loved it. I loved it coming out there. And that's not a knock against Michael Capone. I love seeing a guy come out who, one, he's just getting after it. He's looking for the finish from the very start of the fight. You know, and
Bro, but you know what the funniest shit is when somebody goes out there and starts throwing and the other dude starts reaching.
Yeah.
Starts changing levels and reaching,
Yeah.
you know they didn't like it.
No, no.
We've seen that a couple times with like Cardenas and Bruce Whitehead. Remember that?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, they said, hey, shake it like they're trying to hug him from a distance.
Bro.
Hey.
Yeah, it's like-
Yeah.
Maybe I missed something. I guess Michael Capone was talking about Drake Lopez or something. And
No, Capone's a very respectable
I
guy.
don't know. Drake was
What-
like
yeah,
in his face.
What
What was that about?
Do you know what happened with that?
Man, I mean at weigh-ins, remember when they faced off at weigh-ins? Drake
flipped
kind
him off.
of where Drake kind of put his
Yeah, Mike just pushed it out of the way and then he
and
flipped
then
him
Drake
off.
flicked him off. But Drake kind of initiated it with the touch. Capone's been very respectful, man. You know. And,
Yeah.
I mean, I love Drake. We just got to get his mind right. Like that thugging doesn't do it here. Like you just can't do it. Like
It's funny because, like, let's be fair, this sport in general, you're not drawing. Look, it's kind of like boxing. You know, boxing is draws from a poorer community, a more street-wise mentality community, and so does MMA to a certain degree. Now, there, jiu-jitsu side of it, those are people who can afford like $200 a month for a fucking gym and shit.
well, Drake made it known right in his interview. He's like,
Yeah.
I have nothing. Like
Yeah.
this is what I do. This is
Yeah.
what I fight to live.
I think
you know?
I think if he can channel that in the right direction to where in the cage he's
That
that
part.
guy,
And then
because what he's going to miss out on, like sponsors and branding opportunity, like people don't.
The unpredictability
Yeah,
of a fighter like that. Yeah.
it's hard. It's hard to build a brand based off of chaos.
Right.
But you can take that chaos and build it into a personality. And I think Drake in the cage is kind of that Diaz brother type of personality. And the dude's got skills.
Yeah, he does.
Clearly. I mean, Michael Capone's not an easy guy to submit.
No, 3-1.
Did it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
You said it was 30 seconds?
I mean, the thing with
32 seconds.
thing with Drake is he's got like that street skill. You know what I'm saying? Like you remember Rocky V when Rocky fought Tommy Gunn in the streets?
right.
In the street?
Man,
That's
yeah.
Drake Lopez right there, bro. How he hits that little switch and grabs the leg and knocks him down.
Poor Drake Lopez. I gave him that was the most forgettable Rocky of the series.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Gave him
the
the worst-
that's
But
the
I
way when
got
Rocky
your-
should.
I got the
Rocky
gist.
shows the streets.
He gave him the
baby.
worst Rocky of all. But it's fair.
That's
fair.
I mean, Drake got that street skill. You know, you put Drake in the cell with somebody else's size, and Drake's coming out.
Yeah.
With the fucking
Yeah.
rampage chain on.
Drake's coming out with a girlfriend.
There you
Like
go.
he's gonna make that dude his bitch.
Yeah.
Now listen, I don't know if Drake. Let's get past. All right, let's get past this one. Hey, so Connor Owens, Jeremy Alba, what a performance from Jeremy Alba,
Bro.
I don't know what he did to his knee, but I think it was the end of the first round. He hurt his knee.
He never quit, though.
We thought maybe he'd rolled his ankle or something, or something, his shin, like maybe kicked the elbow or something. But there was something visibly wrong with his leg.
Yeah.
And he took some damage like throughout the fight, and then comes back to get the TKO 133 into the third and final round.
TKO on the feet.
Connor Owens came out like blazing. It looked at certain points like he was going to finish Jeremy. Jeremy hit the ground a few times. Now, Jeremy also dropped him in the first. I think he dropped him in the second.
That was
as well.
a good fight.
It was a great fight. I was really impressed with the ability of Jeremy Alba to dig in those moments, just to stand back up.
Yes.
You guys have all
going into the third round. I mean, I think they brought the doctor in.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was questionable whether he's going to even be able to make it out for that third round. But he guts through it and comes out and gets the finish.
I feel like he had to gut through that check to show the doctor that there was nothing wrong.
yeah.
Imagine your knee being fucked up and the doctor's really pushing the shit out of it, and he's just sitting there like with a straight face. I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
he
if
just
he
like, he didn't have to do a squat.
I was
Yeah.
I was really impressed
Never made him squat.
in
He's out of
the
there.
finishing sequence. If you look at it, Connor shoots a takedown on the other side of the cage, and Jeremy hops on that single leg all the way to the other side of the cage, uses the whizzer to turn him over, and then finishes there on the feet. So he defended the takedown on his one good leg, uses the whizzer to power through, and then finishes him on the feet. That's fucking balls.
Incredible, man.
And keep in mind, Connor's a Corey Sandhagen little protege.
Yeah, he was very skilled. It looked like, an accumulation of 2 rounds of just a tough fight between two tough guys. And it was a pro debut as well,
Yeah, it was Connor's pro debut.
Alba moves to what?
Alba moves to 2-1.
Yeah. Tough, and he's big for that weight class, man. Yeah, Alba is tall and big for that weight class. It's good to see him pick up the W, and I'm sure we'll see Connor Owens back again.
What about that next one, Maya Stewart and Kayla Yontes?
I'm going to say this right now.
Wow.
I think this was the best female fight we've had at Fury maybe ever. Outside of, I think you look at...
That's a fair assessment.
On the amateurs, I think it has to be Alexa Carlson and Sandy last year. At the pro level, I don't know if I've seen 2 females stand in front of each other and just beat the shit out of each other.
Dog mess out of one another. Yeah, man. 2:44 to the third and final round. Maya Stewart gets the TKO finish. Nobody shot for a takedown until like the very end.
Yeah.
Do you think they should have let that fight go and see how the judges saw it?
No.
We don't have judges scorecards, do we?
No.
So, as a coach...
No judges scorecards, and no, I don't think they should have let it go. I think Kayla had stopped throwing anything back. She was just taking
Bob
damage.
Perez called me and says that he felt like they should have let his girl finish fighting. Like,
Sure, and
he said it was a horrible stoppage.
as a coach, I would say the exact same thing as a coach.
Yeah.
But also, Jeff Rexroad's job
It was hard to disagree with the general.
It's hard to disagree with Jeff.
I think Bob will beat up Jeff, so I'm going to agree with Bob.
I know that in the moment, I know Jeff was getting
Let's make it happen.
having a lot of
Submission
people.
Hunter Dream card bout.
A lot of people yell at him in that moment,
Right.
and I took a second to tell him I thought it was a good stoppage.
it's hard
If you
to
look
go
at her,
against the ref, bro.
I
He's the
don't
one
know if we've heard anything about her orbital, but her orbital definitely looked like it was jacked up. She looked really, really bad. She had stopped throwing for a minute. And again, Jeff's job isn't to figure out like whether or not she can take some more damage. The doctor had already come in and looked at her. They'd given her a warning. You can't take much more damage on this. She's starting to get teed off on a little bit. Now, to her credit, she didn't drop. She didn't buckle. There was no moment where but you kind of also...
She reminds me like Isaac Vasquez, where, I mean...
Yeah.
Is she the
She just
female
gonna keep
Cam
coming
Teague
forward.
of Fury FC?
She may be.
There you go. There's another great comparison.
She may
I
be.
mean, she
I know-
was not going to go down.
I know if I'm her coach, I disagree with the stoppage. If I'm her team, I disagree with the stoppage.
You're biased.
If I'm, I think you have to be. But also, if you step out of that and you look at the safety of the fighter,
Right.
and you look overall long term, but also in that moment, you'd already let her go 2.5 rounds.
Yeah.
Could you let her go 2 more minutes? It's such a fine line, and I think Bob's right as a coach. I think Jeff is 100% right as the ref.
Well, the problem is that this is a pro of this affects their record forever. So
Rexroad is very aware of that.
had they let this go 3 rounds and this girl gets the nod and wins, she's probably like. That's why I would have liked to see where we were on the scorecards.
What if she goes 2 more minutes?
What if she won the first 2 rounds?
and she's doesn't speak well the rest of her life?
That's another possibility.
What if that orbital is even more crushed?
Well, it's not, because she went to the St. Michael's afterwards and she says that no broken bones,
That's
everything's
crazy.
intact.
That's awesome.
Great to hear, yeah.
That's great to hear.
So she did get checked out. All she had was a cut. So she's like, I'm healing, I'm ready to come
It's
back.
hard, man. In boxing, that fight is stopped. You know, like looking at her eye, the swelling up, like it stopped. I don't think Jeff made a bad call.
Well, I'm not saying he did either.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's hard to go against a referee because they're the closest one in there looking at the action.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as much as we want to bitch and whatever, I mean, some of them make stupid decisions like fucking Steve Mazzagatti. You know, maybe Mario Yamasaki.
Sure.
But Dana will say that's the worst ref in history. So. I gotta agree with Dana.
He will, and they
done put Steve Mazzagatti on time.
Yeah, if your name sounds like a motorcycle, you probably shouldn't ref.
Yeah. But Jeff sounds like a dirt bike.
Yeah, it does that's a dirt bike. Yeah, it's different.
All right, Rexo, you're out.
It sounds like a Harley. It's an American
You're
one.
out of there, bro.
Up next, we had Omar Smith defeating Jacob Berry with some nasty body work.
Hey, bro. And Berry came out looking like a fucking machine.
He did.
He was great. And I'm just like, what happened? He apologized after. I was like, what happened? He's like, bro, he hit me in the liver.
I got a good shot of it. And, yeah, it was a nasty
clinch to liver kick.
Yeah. I missed it out of the corner of my eye. I thought he got, clipped, cup checked.
Yeah.
And he went down with that. But Aaron was like, no, this is a liver kick.
I like Omar Smith versus Lester Jr.
It's not a bad fight.
Yeah.
4-1, 3-0.
3-0. Omar Smith moves too, so yeah, man.
I like that.
That's a good scrap for both guys.
I like that.
Derek Ajade and Max Choryaev. It's kind of a sleeper fight. Like there were some cool moments. Derek clearly busted Max up. Max controlled the grappling at different stages, which is hard to do against Derek Ajade.
How tough is Derek, bro?
Oh, he's
how many years has dude been fighting?
76. Like,
I mean,
every bit of 76 years old.
He was fighting in the early humble days.
Dude, he's like a Fury OG.
Yeah, he is. I can't deny Derek, man. I mean, I know Copley and them were mentioning that he's probably going to retire. And if that's what he decides, I support it 100%. But if that's not what he wants to do, it's hard for me to tell him, like...
He's not being a punching bag out there.
That's what I was good to see. I was happy to see that.
Yeah, he's very competitive against high... Look, Choryaev was 4-1 or 3-1 coming into it. I forget how well his record was.
Crazy name.
Yeah, most guys don't even want to fight that guy.
Our note said he was 4-1 coming in, and that moved to 5-1.
That's probably right.
4-1. That moved to 5-1.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Choryaev picks up the 30-27 across the board unanimous decision.
So Derek took this younger prospect to the distance, bro.
Yeah.
I mean,
and he's a great test for an up-and-coming fighter, too. You know?
Probably our most controversial fight of the night, I guess. Donovan Manuel and Paul Garza.
Where to start with that one?
So there was a few things. Let's start with the knee.
Let's see right here.
You got it?
All right, we're going to the highlights.
Diego?
Diego, what the fuck is this, Diego?
Okay.
What are you doing, Diego?
Right.
Get out of here, Diego.
Man.
So going back and looking at the knee that Donovan threw, did we get any clarification? Did it land, or did it hit the body?
So the knee, what?
I thought it hit the body.
I saw a kick while he was down. Is that what y'all were saying?
I'm going off memory. Yeah.
So there was a kick where he was down that they showed the replay a couple times, and it looked like the foot.
That was the second one.
The foot hit the chest.
That was the second
one.
one.
That was the second one, right?
Okay.
The foot hit the chest, but the shin hit the gloved face, which is if the fighter has to block that is an illegal strike.
Okay.
It's still an illegal strike.
So what was the first penalty? The first
a knee to a downed opponent.
What's the
but I
first one?
think it landed on the body. It landed on the body.
That was on the prelims, right?
I'm not sure. You know what? I have it right here. We could pull it up real quick.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. Let's do that. Diego, since you're not going to do it, Diego, I'll do it. This motherfucker. He can't. What are we doing?
This guy cut off his Warbringer whiskey.
No more Warbringer.
Diego, what you got in this little church cup?
Stop trying to take cocks for walks, Diego.
What's in there?
Let's see here.
Cafe.
Pictures.
Is that straight coffee?
Cafe from the great country of Ireland.
Going through here, picture.
I want to see video, bro.
Hey, shout out to my boy Devin Jones for helping me out during the event.
Hey, bro.
It came out good. The
Wow.
pictures came out good.
Bruh.
The good ones are mine.
Oh, okay.
The other ones were his. All right, so here we go. So here is. Let's look at this together.
This a video?
Yeah.
Donovan.
I can actually play it from
good.
here.
I got it right
You're
there.
right there, yeah, man.
Play it from where?
I could
You
put
can
it
do what,
in there.
Diego?
Do you have a HDMI output?
No, Diego. This is a MacBook Air. No, I don't have one of those peasant books. All right, so watch this. So here it is. Knee. It looks like it both hit. Now, I don't know. That last one looks like it kind of.
Man, it's kind of hard, you know. When you got an opponent down, you got to be really careful with what you're doing for reasons like this. You know that the referee, you're giving him a reason.
Throwing a knee at a guy in that position is probably not the best idea.
Well, it's risky, but it is if you can knee to the body from there, it's a good hard shot. Think about Anderson Silva, Chael Sonnen. He's up against the cage, he's down, and he throws that knee to the chest. It just crushes him. That's what Donovan was trying to do. I don't think the intent there by Donovan was to hit him in the head. But looking back at this replay, let's see. That's in the head. That's the body.
That was to the ear.
Yeah. Well,
so because it hits him to the ear, that is illegal.
Yeah. Okay, so let me ask this: the UFC's adopted rules, right? That you can hit to a downed opponent now, right?
Yeah, but you still can't hit him in the head.
Oh, you can't?
No, not with. See how he has his knee and his hand.
Okay,
down?
well, I thought it didn't matter no more. Like you couldn't put your hand down.
But he has a knee down.
Okay.
Yeah, if both feet are on the floor, like you can no longer bend over and put your hand on the ground. You can't do that anymore.
Okay.
But here's the issue I have, and this is different than everybody else has. He hits that knee. There should have been a point taken immediately in that case because Paul Garza is now compromised. He's been kneed in the head. You can't tell me that he hasn't been hurt to some degree. Now, looking at this angle of it, it looked like it hit him in the head.
Yeah.
From where the coaches are at, Jeremy and them, they're not going to see that.
Where we were sitting on the side, it didn't
I
look,
didn't think. Just the first time I
So
see.
you got to see it from the replay.
But the refs can't look at their replay. Like they do, but they can't. They're not supposed to allow that into their judgment yet right now.
Yeah.
And he.
I think that's a little silly, but.
And Joe has to make that call right then.
Instantly.
Then we go forward, and they get back to fighting, and there's another moment here. I want to say it's still in the first round.
I'll tell you what, man. I mean, Donovan's ready to fight again. Like, that dude will say yeah to anybody, anytime, any place, so at the end of the day, I know he's coming off an L, but I'm about to bring his ass back here.
The kick to the body, which I don't know what round that happened in. I don't see it just yet.
I don't recall. The
really.
end came 2.5 minutes into the second round.
It's at the end of this one, right? At the end of the second?
No, this is where he gets choked.
It would have been the end of the first.
No, he gets choked in the third, doesn't he?
Second round.
Either way, whatever. At the end of the day, you still can't go in there and try and beat the ref up.
Yeah, the kick landed in the chest, the second one. But again, we go back to your original point a moment ago. Joe Solis has to make a call in that moment based off of what he saw. And the kick was really close.
For whatever
based on
reason.
The first one, he's got, this guy's,
Donovan came and apologized after the event was completely over and shook my hand and said, man, I'm sorry if I was out of line. It was the heat of the moment. And I get it, man.
Yeah, man.
I could understand.
Adrenaline and testosterone.
Yeah, 100%. I forgive you, bro. You're good.
I can understand why Donovan's team is a little upset in the aspect of that. There always seems to be an issue when it comes to that team and having that ref together. For whatever reason, that combination is constantly having an issue to the point where I know the coaches have asked and sent messages to the state saying, hey, we don't want him to ref our fights. And I think that is fair if you have a continued feeling that, do I think Joe was doing something malicious? I don't.
No, I don't.
Do I think if I was the war coaches, I would feel like he was?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I would.
I can see where they're coming from. I mean, if it happens more than once,
I would definitely feel like you're targeting my team, you're targeting my guys, and if I've asked to not have you ref our fights, it's sad that
you're still
getting put in that position.
Yeah.
And we have no control over that.
That's the problem.
So
that's the fucking problem.
I've got a solution to propose, guys. Submission Hunter Pro, dream match, Jeremy Mahone versus Joe Solis. UFC fight.
You know what would
Joe
happen?
Solis is 77 years old.
Joe would throw his son in there.
Joe would do it. No, he wouldn't.
He said Jason will do it.
Joe will do it.
Joe's no look.
Yeah, you guys are sleeping on Joe Solis.
Let's do Jason and Copley.
Joe's no bitch.
Okay, let's do
I know.
Hey, let's do Jason.
But Jeremy's not either.
All right, hey.
Let's do
Tag
Jason
team.
and Copley.
Jason and Copley.
And Jeremy and Joe can corner against each other.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Tag team
Right?
jiu-jitsu.
Let's put it out
Jason
there.
and Joe versus.
There you go.
Adam and Jeremy, tag team jiu-jitsu.
I mean, I think all 4 of them would probably be on board for it.
Listen, I think at the end of the
If we're
day,
going to solve this, there's
Jeremy
only one
would
way.
start throwing punches.
It's on the mats.
Yeah.
Jeremy's a soldier.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Again, man,
Golly,
if I'm in Jeremy's shoes,
the
I
exchange
get
I
it.
heard in the cage going in to do the decision, you're
Jeremy
not
don't
wrong.
play. I go to war. I want Jeremy in my corner.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 100%. 100%. We move on to the main card now, and what a run Cody Freeman is on.
Bro, he's
Dude.
messaging me right now to fight April 27th.
I know.
I'm putting him on.
Yeah.
I'm putting his ass on.
Wasn't his
I'm
record
not
upside
denying
down a
this.
little while
You're not
back?
denying it. I mean,
I'm not going to
it's-
deny a fighter who's like, bro, please, I want to fight every week. every
No,
month.
no. The only
I'ma
issue
do it.
you and I have is going to the car going, who the fuck do I move off? What do I move
Yeah,
around?
what are we
Like,
going to bump?
Well,
It's
listen,
hard.
I'm going to match the boys who keep saying yes.
100%.
Not, oh, man, I really don't like that guy. Oh, not that. I don't like that guy.
Am I mistaken?
Come on, man.
Wasn't his record upside down not too long ago? And he's like
What-
on,
what is it?
he's
What
on a
is he?
little
He's like
run
8-6 now?
He's 9-6 now.
9-6.
with this one.
I'm not sure if he ever got upside down, but he's definitely
This
500.
close, yeah.
I need to see him at
Yeah.
like 12-6, 13-6,
He's on the way.
14-6.
He's on the way.
15-6 looks amazing.
He gets a
The
tap
problem
out
is,
with an
is, like,
anaconda
He hasn't had easy
over
fights
Kyle
either.
Toe Drink, 338. Took him 2 rounds.
I mean, the worst he got,
Kyle's my dog too,
he got
man.
he got
Like,
to 7-5 with 3 straight losses because at one point
Maybe that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
He's
he
on
was-
the-
and he
he's on
lost
the
to who?
skid.
he lost to Peter Caballero, he lost to Moses Diaz, and Carlos Vera. Vera's in the UFC, Moses Diaz is on the way, and Peter Caballero's been around for fucking ever.
he lost a decision to Peter. Here.
Yeah.
Yeah, all his last fights were those.
But you look at, dude, his anaconda choke setup is dope.
Oh, man. That was beautiful.
It really is, and if you look
put
at
his ass on submission hunter.
it'd be fun, yeah. Yeah, it's fun to watch
he?
him because I see him do. He puts you in this position where if you turn one direction, you're going to give up a guillotine choke. If you turn the other direction, you're going to this anaconda, and it's
Yeah.
really, really smart. And he's pulling it off against high-level grapplers.
And that was the spot that Kyle found himself in.
Yeah, Shane Torres and Kyle Todrank are extremely high-level grapplers, and I think if you're Kyle Todrank, you don't get too upset about this loss
Right.
because Kyle basically ran into a similar version of him, a really good wrestler grappler
Yeah.
with some decent striking. Just this one guy's got a lot more experience than you at this point. You know, this is he came into this fight 8-6. Kyle was 3-1. You know, like it's experience
Kyle's
does
tough,
matter.
man. Kyle's tough as shit.
He's very
And
tough.
he's fun.
He's very tough, and he's still on the right side of 30. He's still going to have plenty of time to make
3-2.
run.
He's got plenty of time to get where he needs to be, and he's going to have learned a lot from this fight, taking on a guy like Cody Freeman.
Then you got the Anthony Wint and Omar El Salah fight, and this fight was either really boring or really fun, depending on what moment you watched. Like there were moments where it became a classic heavyweight. Let's push each other against the cage and like maul each other, and then there were other moments they were just beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
I got some crazy shots from that fight of them two just cracking each other over and over again. Anthony Wint picked up the unanimous decision, I think, right?
Split.
Split decision.
It was a split. 29-28.
That's when
across the
I
board.
realized that there was just fans
Yeah.
in that building, just fans, because both of these guys came from out of town. Neither one of them really sold tickets or
Yeah.
anything because we flew them both in. Yet when there were certain exchanges and shit, the crowd was really engaged, man.
Yeah.
Fucking screaming and shit. I was like,
There was another moment that happened. I forget what fight it was. Maybe it was Marcus Nash, but the fans were cheering for him in a room that Felipe sold a shit ton of tickets, and it was just kind of crazy to see. And yeah, you pointed out at the fights, like these are just fans. These guys aren't even from here.
Yeah, I don't remember what fight it was, but you put the camera down and turned to us to talk for a minute because there was a lull in the action, but the crowd was still eating up whatever they were doing.
It was crazy.
And Eric was like, "Man, these are just fight fans.
Yeah.
They're just fans. They're not here to see any one person. They're here to see this."
Good debut for Anthony Wint, and I'm sure we'll see Omar El Salah back again soon as well. What about the first knockout of the night, picking up the $500 Warbringer cash bonus, Mr. Marcus Nash with the uppercut from hell on Felipe Rocha.
Yeah. Lights out, 16 seconds into the second round. Marcus Nash making a statement at Felipe Rocha's expense. Dude, whenever Felipe hit the mat, he landed like looking at us.
Yeah.
The eyes were open, but there was nobody home. That's a scary moment for anybody. But I'm sure we'll see him back sometime soon.
Yeah, that's a knockout of the year candidate.
Yes.
Like straight out the gates.
I mean, there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them just on this one card, but that was brutal. That was extremely brutal, and he did a great job. Marcus Nash showed some grappling chops to defend the takedowns early in the fight, and we did get taken
Yeah,
down.
I mean, I figured Philippe would get it to the ground and do what he does, but Marcus Nash, he proved he could hang.
Yeah, I'll be excited to see Marcus Nash back. We're working with him now. Ryan Mandala and the kid who I think is the star, one of the fastest rising stars we have, but probably has the best head on him, man. Sebastian Oravides. Holy shit.
The original Careless Whisper.
Yeah.
What do you do with
the
this
rifle
kid
owner
next?
See, that's what happened. Philippe, they played the wrong song. Philippe walked out to Sebastian's music, and that's probably why what happened.
Who do we give Sebastian? Like,
I think we have to give him a test, a bigger test. Whether it's I think a Drake Lopez and Michael Capone.
I mean, he's only 3-0.
I know he's only
Those
3-0.
two names you just said are not going to say yes to him.
Yeah.
I understand. But like it's that type of like he needs somebody with more fights. Mandala had some fights. I don't know. I don't know. He's one of those anomalies that
Ben Williford. 5-0, good wrestler.
5-0, great wrestler. But I don't know if a wrestler wants to go down there with Sebastian.
Yeah, but the wrestler can stop Sebastian's takedown.
I don't think Sebastian needs the takedown.
We haven't seen enough striking.
We haven't. We haven't seen the
So we don't
striking.
know.
I mean, from the aspect of that.
We got to see some
Kinda
nasty
like-
ground and pound, but yeah, not enough striking from him.
If you think about Damien Arande and Michael Blockus,
Right.
the biggest thing was like, all right, so if Michael Blockus takes Arande down, he's now in Arande's world just as much as it's Blockus's world.
Right.
Same thing with Orvidas. If he fights a wrestler and a wrestler takes him down,
No, I'm saying somebody that can defend Sebastian's takedown, which could be Williford. So if they both have
make him stand on the feet.
Yeah. Now Williford would probably
That could be
be dumb to
interesting.
take him down. I wouldn't fucking take him down.
No.
Sebastian Oyervides getting the tap out with the arm triangle, 51 seconds.
Because you got to
into
think,
the very
he's
first round.
still only 3-0, so it's not like we can say, okay, it's time to fight Shamik Harvey.
No.
So, you gotta, who would be probably a good fight would be like Jomar Pak.
That's the same record as Jermaine Harvey.
Isn't he like 5 and something?
He's got a similar record to.
No.
Yeah.
Jomar's like
Yeah.
5 and 3 or some
Let's
shit.
see. Let's see.
Or 6 and 3,
Let's
maybe. Shamik is like 9 and something. Or 8 and something.
Who did Shamik Harvey's 9-2?
Yeah.
Did Harvey fight Pac?
I don't remember.
Who did Pac fight?
Just put in Pak.
His name doesn't fucking hear it. Jomar Pac is 7-4. I mean, he's got a big record too.
Yeah, he does. Man, what happened to Jomar?
He lost to Piccinini. We haven't seen him back.
Yeah. Shojin
Mickey.
Shit ton of fights too, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys, a lot of fights. But Oyervides is making.
Oyervides moves to 3-0. All right, you guess what? It's time to fight Jesus Lopez 2-0.
That's a good scrap.
There you go.
That's a good scrap.
Figured it out.
I just
Here on the
made the
fly.
fight.
Up next, we had Shane Keefe and Artem Manev. Holy fuck.
For the whole
Another knockout of the year candidate right there.
Yeah.
3 minutes, 1 second into the very first round, Artur Miniev, the headhunter, getting the knockout. You got some
man.
money, too.
Man, yeah, second Warbringer knockout of the night. We gave out that award right then. As you said, we needed 10 more awards that
Yeah,
night.
man. Eric was going to have to go hit the ATM.
Man, they're fucking just pulling cash out the pockets.
Artem
Another
Manev moves up to 5-0 now.
Yeah, 5-0 with this one.
I think maybe you look at him and Brett Pastor, or because Pastor's is 5-2 now at this record. So I think that's something. we look at.
Any of those guys can fight Pena at 55.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm actually looking for a fight for Pena for April 27th. And Brett agreed yesterday.
Well, there you go.
If we bring him down, but I'd like to bring Hector Sainz back. And give Hector. I'm gonna give Hector
course.
Sainz first
course.
dibs on that fight. So
We had the return of old Nico.
return of the Mac.
Old Nico Echeverry.
Return of the Mac.
Nico Echeverry with the big combo knockout on Devin Dixon.
Who the fuck saw that coming?
Nobody. 3
Nobody.
minutes, 59 seconds into the very first round.
Hey,
Nico
who
the Machine
saw that
Echeverry
coming? Hey,
is
you know-
back.
you know
to
who
do
didn't
that
see it
to a
coming?
guy like Devin
Mick.
Dixon?
You know who didn't see it coming? Devin Dixon.
Devin Dixon,
I'm
yeah,
just
apparently, yeah.
damn, dude. Like nobody saw that. Like, and I love me some fucking Devin Dixon, man. But
Seriously.
like, shit.
I mean,
Devin Dixon stood toe-to-toe with Tedrick Macklin.
Devin Dixon beat Bruce Whitehead.
Exactly, man. He has proven that he can stand with the best of them. And Nico Echeverry, with a little two-piece, takes him down. I mean,
So
not a little, but
this was the first finish for Nico in his last 8 fights.
been a while.
His first finish since 2021. But for those who remember, Nico went on a streak where he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight finishes to get up to a title shot. You know,
What was his record at that point?
when he won the title, he became 9-3.
That was a good record.
It was a good record, and now he's sitting at 15-7. Saltier for sure, but showed that
Chocolate salty balls.
still has some big power in those hands.
You ever heard that song?
Suck on my balls. There you go.
You never heard
Put them in your mouth and suck them.
Diego doesn't strike me as a South Park fan.
You never heard that song? With the chef from South Park?
Okay, yeah.
Isaac Hayes?
Isaac Hayes, yeah.
No?
R.I.P.
You know?
Did he die?
Isaac Hayes.
Oh, yeah. A long time
10
ago.
years ago. All right. Up next, Brett Pastor, Lester Batres Jr. I think, again, this is similar to the toe drink fight for me. It was a more experienced version of who you are now. Brett Pastor, wrestling heavy, will throw some strikes. The depth of the striking game isn't like extremely. He doesn't go deep into this bag. Lester doesn't either. Lester throws some kicks here and there, throws his hands, but really does.
You know
rely.
what, though? Lester's willing to take the fight wherever it takes him.
Right.
And the kid has no fucking quit. There was some situation where he was in a nasty ass choke,
Oh, the Darce?
and
Yeah.
he was just
I think
like,
Anaconda. Maybe it was Anaconda. I
bro,
don't know
he
which one
got
it
out
was.
of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this fucking kid is for real. Lester is the real
And
deal.
shout out to Brett Pastor. Like, how many
Same
times
thing.
have you seen somebody escape Lester when he's in the S mount with the armbar?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen someone get out of a
Very high level fight for two younger prospects.
Yeah. It was really fun. I think this is one that, look, Lester hasn't lost in how long?
Since he lost to Arlton as an amateur with us, right?
Yeah, and I think he had one IMAF split decision or something like that as well in a fight that he won. And depending on what you value as a judge, you could have given Lester this fight too. It was extremely close fight.
Split decision.
Yeah, every round was super close. I don't think this is one that keeps Lester down for very long. I think we see him bounce back pretty quickly, get back into the flow of things, and I'll be excited to see him. Up next, we had the Goose. Holy shit. Wayne, tell us about the Goose.
Man,
Bro, he's one of my favorite fighters
exactly.
on the roster.
Friend of Fury. We all love Bruce the Goose Whitehead. Keenan Jackson. Man, have you seen...
He's one of my favorite guys.
Have you
too.
seen anybody handle Keenan Jackson the way Bruce Whitehead did?
No, and Bruce said it.
He's
and made
got
it clear.
lightning in those hands.
I mean, I told Jeremy and Adam after the fight, I said the best thing we ever did was tell Bruce he was boring in Tulsa,
Man, you
Oklahoma.
ain't lying,
Yeah.
huh?
Because he has never fucking been the same guy ever since. Ever since.
He gets a technical submission with a Kimura at 234 in the very first round. He had Keenan Jackson's arm severely compromised. He screamed out. Keenan Jackson screamed out. Rex Road called for a stop. And he tried to dispute it at first, like, hey, man, you can't do that.
Bruce is the real deal, man. And,
Oh,
and he says he's staying at 170.
It's funny, when you go back to that fight, Bruce, that was a split decision with Tater McSpaden. And that was his second pro fight. And it was a boring fight. It was a boring fight in Oklahoma. We told him it was a boring fight. Since that fight, he's only been out of the first
Tulsa's a
round.
boring town. Oklahoma's a boring state.
He's only been out of the first round.
Man, Bruce
One.
was just doing what he...
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just doing what he's doing.
Well, he was just doing what he's doing in Tulsa for the boring town, like
Right.
Wayne said, the boring
I
state.
get
He's
it.
just trying to fit in. He's just trying to fit in.
Just put on a performance for, The crowd he drew.
Y'all are terrible. Yeah, Oklahoma's a great city.
Golly, man, I couldn't drag Rich into that one.
I know. And Rich was trying to say something. We kept cutting him off.
So then we've got Carl Minus and Colton England in our main event. Colton England picking up the first round victory.
115 in the very first round. Colton England gets the TKO stoppage. It looked like Carl maybe slipped, but there was Colton landed.
Yeah, he landed first.
I think that slip had a little something to do with what that.
It looked like he slipped on a fist.
Yeah, exactly.
There was a calf kick.
I'm talking live.
Yeah.
Watching it unfold, it looked like Carl Minus maybe had slipped, but watching the replay back, Colton definitely connected. That has something to do with it.
We were sitting and Carlton slipped when Colton came forward and started dropping bombs. Bro,
Carlton's head was bouncing off the mat.
You could see and hear those thumps.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I wouldn't want to be underneath that shit.
No.
Yeah, Joe Solis getting in there, putting a
shout
call
out
for a
to
stop.
Colton. And I told his dad, like, he handled this whole comeback with Fury as a professional. He sold his ass off, packed that fucking place. He went out there and delivered a very good performance. And I text Sean the next day. It's like, hey, man, this kid, if you want him on short notice, take him off my damn roster right now.
If he doesn't get picked up,
I hope he does.
I hope he does too.
Has he stayed active enough?
He's been somewhat active. I think let's see how active he's been. I think the knocks you're going to have with Colton.
Just the quality of opponent.
Quality of opponent, yeah. I mean, he did fight. So no, he hasn't been active. He fought one time in 2024, one time in 2023, one time in 2020, 2 times in 2022, 3 times, I'm sorry, but 2023 and 2024 he fought 1 time each. So he's fighting once a year. And then both of those, he beat a guy who was 12-10. He beat a guy who was 13-11 by decision. So he had decision. Carlton is his first finish. So Carlton is his first finish, well, 1 in a year because of his last fight. And then it's just, and his quality of opponents is going to be rough. He's got the looks. He's got everything about him. I feel the fight I want to see is I want to see him and Nico Echeverry.
I don't think he'll do it.
15-7 versus 15-4.
I think that if
Makes all the sense in the world.
Sean doesn't take the winner of Mancher and Eiler, that Colton fights the winner.
I don't know if, I mean...
And see, maybe we put that belt around his waist and that solidifies it.
Maybe.
Him and Mancher are the same age.
Right. Problem is Mancher has nothing but finishes. And he's undefeated.
Yeah.
He's undefeated. And he's active. He's active. I think no matter what it is, if it's a UFC fight, if it's contenders, Colton needs to fight again within the next 3 months.
I think Colton's ready to get active now, or at least get booked. And if they call him on short notice, cool. If not, he's in camp. Let's go.
I don't feel he should wait for the Mancher-Isla fight. I think he needs.
I wouldn't mind seeing Colton and Hector Sainz.
Because what happens if Colton?
Right.
What happens if the Mancher, who the winner, is injured and he's out for a little bit longer?
Right.
Then you're out longer, and maybe you miss a window of something.
Maybe we see Colton and Devin Dixon.
Not coming off a loss. I think Colton Echeverry, Colton Hector Sainz, any of those fight makes sense.
Or Colton Malik Lewis.
Malik Lewis makes sense, but Malik's got to fight too.
Abdulaziz.
Malik's lined up with Abdul.
Yeah, Abdulaziz.
So it's great to see Colton back. I just hope he stays active. Right. If he stays active, I think we don't see him here very long.
He's a big 55er.
He's massive, dude.
Fuck, bro.
He's massive. Speaking of massive, this weekend, Mexico. Are they in Mexico City for this one?
Yeah. It's a good card.
Yep.
Brandon Moreno makes his return, taking on Steve Erceg in Mexico.
What time?
6 p.m.
Okay, so we'll be done with all our bullshit weigh-ins.
Yeah.
That bullshit in San Antonio.
We'll be out of a game, I think.
Well, I don't know. I think I'm gonna watch this.
I'm gonna watch it at the game.
Nah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to Buffalo.
Yeah, at the game.
While you're at the game.
I'm going to the game.
Right.
What game are you going to?
Spurs Celtics.
Oh.
Yeah.
The basketballs?
Basketballs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got Brandon Moreno taking on Steve Erceg. I got to go Brandon Moreno here.
Yeah, man.
I gotta go
That's our
Erceg.
guy.
Friend and Fury
Moreno.
family, Brandon Moreno. I think Diego, who you
Jacob
going
Parker's
with?
going to pull
Brandon.
his guys from
You said Usyk?
roster now.
Get out of here.
Co-main event, you got Manuel Torres taking on Drew Dober. That's going to be a fucking banger.
Yep.
I'm going to take Manuel Torres in that. What you guys got? Who you guys got in that co-main?
You didn't take the other guy?
Drew Dober?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm gonna stick with the Latinos.
Mexico card, yeah.
Manuel.
Yeah. Kelvin Gastelum taking on Joe Pfeiffer.
You got Pfeiffer?
Yeah, I actually do. I do got Joe Pfeiffer. He's a fucking banger, dude.
Why? Why you got him?
I think he's good.
It's Irish
I think he's
heritage. Whatever.
More shit we can't post. All right. We were so close. To being
I was
able,
trying to draw y'all into
We were
that
Does that
so
mean that
close
they're
to
even?
being able to post
they're
shit.
evenly odd as
And
far
once
as
again,
Well, hey, man.
the odds.
I tried.
We got to all get on board.
Yeah.
You
We
didn't-
got-
You didn't tell me
I was
keep it clean. I'm
trying
trying to have a Rich Burmaster
I was trying to
conversation.
bait Rich in.
Raul Rosas Jr. taking
Isn't it
on
ironic? You got
Vince
Rich
Morales.
Burmaster trying to clean up the dialogue.
just on the UFC shit so we can
Who
post it on Fight Pass. That's
Raul
it.
Rosas Jr., Vince Morales.
Take it from the top. Diego, cut that.
Nah, fuck it. We got two brown guys fighting. Which brown guy wants it more?
I think I want Vince.
That's a good scrap. Vince? Get out of
Vince
here, Diego.
Morales. I'm taking the young stud,
Yeah.
Raul Rosas Jr.
Taking my boy Raul.
Yeah, we're riding with Raul Rosas.
Fury
Jr. over
fighting.
here.
David Martinez
Supporter.
taking on Salman Oliveira. Martinez is a fucking dog. If y'all watch this kid fight, he is a scrapper. Then we got Ronaldo Rodriguez taking on Kevin Barajas. I don't care because I care about Edgar Chairez and CJ Vergara.
Let's go.
That's
Fight
a fun fight.
of
A
the
little
night.
Fury on Fury violence going to
That's a
happen.
All right.
That's a fun fight.
When they were here, we couldn't really say who we think's going to win. Fucking CJ Vergara.
Yeah, I'm going CJ. I want CJ to win this one, man. That's my guy.
I'm staying neutral.
It's so
CJ for me.
I don't know, bro. I'm staying neutral.
You never know. One of them might end up back.
Both
in
these
Fury
fucks are
sometimes.
tough.
So
Both
Eric's gotta
these
stay
dudes
neutral.
are tough as shit,
Yes.
man. That's a tough one.
Hey,
I respect the neutrality. Taking CJ
CJ 's a
Vergara.
dog.
As the final
CJ is a
prelim,
dog.
I'd like to see them on the main card, but
Yeah.
they're in a decent spot.
Look, either
Who
way,
they are and what they bring to the table.
Either way,
No
Fury
doubt.
wins.
I like
Fury
CJ
wins either
Vergara
way.
in this one.
I'm excited either
Now,
way.
CJ's the true Fury vet.
Sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, we go back super far. CJ fought Jonathan Martinez in my main event. How fucking crazy
Also
is
on the
that?
card, Markel Medeiros taking on Austin Hubbard. That's an interesting fight, but
Very
I
interesting.
think Markel runs through Austin.
Markel just has so many ways to win.
Yeah.
Dude's
Yeah,
good
and I'm a big fan
everywhere.
of Austin Hubbard, man. I like that kid. We talked to him before he got to the UFC about getting him on here at Fury a few times.
Markel is the Drake of the UFC.
He definitely is the Drake of the UFC.
Drake of the UFC.
I didn't know he was Canadian. That's crazy.
No comment.
I guess it's better than being the R. Kelly of the UFC or the P. Diddy of the UFC.
Who is the
Oof.
P. Diddy of the UFC? Let's think.
Oof.
Let's think.
Ugh. Hey,
Just look wise. Only look wise.
Diego, cut to a
mean-
commercial.
I mean, why can't the white guy can't say it? One of y'all guys.
Hold on, I'm thinking. Who looks like
Did you
that?
say Kevin Holland?
No.
Did you say Kevin
No.
Holland throw some nasty parties?
You know, no, I'm saying look wise. Look wise. You know who looks a little like him? Like P. Diddy? Joaquin Buckley.
Oh God. Oh God. Shout out to Joaquin Buckley. Don't be diddying people.
For looking like Diddy.
Throw some sunglasses on Michael Venom Page, and you got your R. Kelly.
You ever put
There you go,
sunglasses?
there you
You
go.
ever put sunglasses on your wiener?
Nah.
And then
Oh,
it looks like
all the time.
just a
Who doesn't, right?
Just like a little dude talking to you down there with a big
Nah.
nose.
Nah.
So we got Submission Hunter Pro this weekend.
That was Rich's cherry on top. Like, we're not gonna be able to share this on Fight
Nah,
Pass.
fuck
Boom. Here's some wiener talk.
Fuck it, we can't share it. I'm just gonna go ahead and ruin.
Oh,
the
it's
shit.
cold in the Fight Pass anyway.
The Submission Hunter Pro this weekend.
But he posted our promo from the Warbringer on there, where you're
It's part of their thing, cock.
pulling the cocks out.
Yeah.
That's not on the bottle.
Yeah, it's close. It's close to it. It's close to it. And make sure you guys are supporting all of our amazing sponsors. Space City Collective, Sheath Underwear, Kimura Tattoo Company, OnlyFans, OnlyFans.com, Warbringer Whiskey,
The big beast of bourbon.
Waleed Perzada, getting all of our boys looking so. I gotta run down there and go get measured for my
Me too.
for my suity suits.
Can I go? Can I get suited up, sized up?
Probably not.
Maybe 10% discount at least. Get a 5%
We
discount
get you a
somehow.
discount, man. wear that purple one.
Oh man, hey, yeah.
I ain't seen you wear it again since.
I
man.
know. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, if that's what it is, you need to start counting your fucking macros.
Well, hey man, he didn't.
You're
Yeah,
right.
he didn't get fitted for that one. So it's straight off the rack. They picked the color. I mean,
That's
you're
the
good
way-
at sizing people up. You're
Ric
able to
Flair.
do that, but you had to go a weight class below where he
Hey,
is right now.
that was my cue to fucking
Yeah, he's
start
trying to-
counting your macros.
Trying to get you down to
You got a
the
passport?
welterweight division.
I do.
All right, so you ready for Cabo?
When is it? Let's go.
August. The time is now.
Are we
like-
Fury?
still doing? Did you get a passport yet?
we don't need
Broke it
to.
out on the air, man. Yes,
Listen,
I got a
guys, we don't
passport.
need to go on a diet 2 weeks before the trip. It takes about a good 90 days to really start seeing results and shit.
Hey, big shocker in the
Right.
sporting world this weekend. We had Gable Stevenson losing.
Stevenson.
Whatever. Gable Stevenson.
Stevenson.
Stevenson. Getting upset, man, by
Nah, he didn't
Wyatt.
lose.
Wyatt, oh, he fucking
Nah, he
lost.
didn't-
By
nah, he
Wyatt,
lost.
Wyatt Hendrickson. In what some people are calling the greatest upset in NCAA history. I don't know. I mean,
I talked to him, he said he let
Gable. Dan Gable got fucking upset. That's kind of hard.
He
to-
let him.
He let him.
He let him.
Yeah, he didn't let shit.
Yeah, he let him.
He didn't let shit. Shout out to Wyatt Hendrickson. I think Air Force vet. I think he's in the Air
OSU?
Force. OSU. And so interesting enough, he's
OSU?
making a run for the Olympics, and he's in the military's athlete program, which for every year that you compete, you extend your contract by another year.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. So,
Involuntarily?
it's voluntarily. Like you, like so. You,
Well, it's
but-
in the fine print, you know.
so when you sign up, when
got
you
8
sign up,
years.
most people,
You?
No, I'm just saying you signed up for a contract.
most
Years.
people signed up 2, 3, or 4. Like you, and I think most probably now are 3 or 4. I don't know if they even do 2-year contracts anymore. Because so most people's schools take that long to get through sometimes. So as these athletes, though, he signs up. He's I don't think he's clearly not active duty. He can't be. Maybe he is. Yeah, he might be active duty. I think he said he was. And for every year that he's committed to, like an Olympic year, so this is 2025. Olympics are 2028, I think, or 20. I don't remember which one they are right now. So every year that he commits to that, he has to extend his military service contract. So if he does the next 3 years committed to wrestling at OSU, using a GI Bill as well to get through it, he actually has 3 more years added to his military contract.
Sheesh.
So, but he's going to honor that. There's been a lot of high-level athletes have done that. I think that program has changed over the years, but massive upset. And again, only thing I really want to point out about that match is that if you're a young wrestler, fighter, whatever it may be, this shit is never over till it's fucking over. There was 40 seconds left in that match, and Wyatt Hendrickson needed to pull off a takedown against one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. He was on a 7-0 undefeated streak. He's an Olympic gold medalist already at 24 years old. A 2-time national champion already at 24 years old.
Crazy.
There was nothing in the world to make you believe that he was going to get that takedown outside the fact that he fucking wanted it. And he went for it. And if you go back and watch the last minute of this match, Gable is trying to, I'm not going to say he's trying to ride the clock. He's being very defensive. But you're tired, man. You're heavyweight. You're at the very end. He had a crazy run to get there. He beat Greg Kirkfleet and a lot of these awesome guys to get there. And that last 40 seconds was all about heart from Wyatt Hendrickson. He took multiple shot attempts. He never stopped. And he got in on one. And if you watch it, the drive and the effort that he has to put into it. And then there's about 15 seconds left, and Gable stands back up. And there's a moment that if Gable can break the hands and get free, he has a shot at being able to get that 1 point back. And Hendrickson puts him right back fucking down.
On his face first.
Face first. So if you're a combat athlete of any kind, go back and watch that from the mindset of, if I'm exhausted, do I have enough to get that final takedown? So how many times have we seen in fights the last takedown of the fight wins them that round?
Yeah.
We could have seen that in Lester's fight this weekend.
I think that mattered.
That could have been it, man.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, Pastor ended up on top with the big takedown at the end. You know, so watch that, please, if you're a fighter. Also,
Watch the Fury FC 103
Fury
replay.
FC 103 recap.
UFC Fight Pass.
Make sure you go to OnlyFans, onlyfans.com/Fury Fighting. You've also got Jeff Molina. Did you guys see about your boy?
3 years.
3 years.
But I saw something that said he's eligible to fight in November.
Yeah, because he's been out for how many years?
Voluntarily, right, or no?
Well, no, he's been suspended.
What's going on with the rest of the shit? Anybody heard anything?
That he bet on people?
Yeah, I mean, what about the whole case of the whole everything with
I haven't heard much about
Krause
it.
and everybody?
I haven't heard much about like what's going on with what's his
James?
name? Yeah, James Krause or anything. I've only heard about Molina.
Was Melina the cross-dresser or something?
I think
He's turned his focus towards the real estate world.
There was a video of like I believe it was him that got a video of him like blowing a dude or something.
No.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you.
For real?
Yeah.
I thought he just dressed up like fucking De La Hoya with these.
What?
Are you serious?
Yeah, y'all don't remember this?
I have no clue.
Look, if it's not Jeff Molina, I am sorry. Oh, right here, 2023. Says he's bisexual after personal video leaked online.
Hey.
Listen, I have not looked for the video, but from what I've heard,
Will you be looking for the video?
yeah, of course, it's a video with, you know, some.
So it's public.
Yeah,
Anybody
I
can
mean,
find it.
you know,
Somebody leaked a video about him.
say he didn't.
Somebody leaked. Could it be the guy that was getting the service?
Probably. And Jeff came out and admitted that he's bisexual. He's the first active fighter to say that he's bisexual. No, he
Shout
has
out
not.
for that, man.
Hasn't fought since then. I wish that wasn't a big fucking deal.
Well, they might have just shown the video. Might have only shown the top of the head, and then that doesn't necessarily mean that was him.
I think his face was a bit. I think for them to say
It didn't just show like
the top of his head.
Hey, listen, because if it just shows like the hair parted over, it could have been Wayne.
Well, no, it definitely could have been Wayne. But I get what you're saying. You know, so, you know, if it's a popular
Let me
haircut,
see Jeff Molina's haircut.
Let's see.
Let me see if it looks like
You
Wayne.
want to find his video? All right, man. I got
his
his
hair
video.
is way shorter than mine, pal. You're not catching me with the okey doke.
Why does Diego have the video on his phone? Like, why do you have that?
Dude, why do you
ready
got
to
your phone
go?
face down when we started talking about Jeff Molina?
Yeah, it's
Diego leaked. Did you hear the mole?
Diego, were you the one getting the service?
Oh man.
it's crazy.
Did I shoot it? I don't
It's
know.
crazy that
No. They were in the same parlor, and Diego's across the hall.
I just wish it wasn't such a big deal still. Like, I don't give a fuck who you're sleeping
It's
with.
really not.
Bisexuality?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck who you're
Yeah,
sleeping
that's,
with.
that's
it's
not a big deal at all.
Hey,
man.
listen, that's none of my business.
Exactly.
None of my
None of
business.
our
Exactly.
business.
Hey,
I don't want to know.
Who you blow doesn't affect my
Right.
Yeah.
pockets.
Look, whoever's wiener,
As long as who you blow don't affect my pockets,
whoever's
Rich.
wiener is in Eric's mouth, like, I don't
Here
care.
we
Not
go.
a problem.
I don't care whose wiener's in his mouth.
Hey, listen, if wiener is code word for vagina, okay. Is that our code word?
Yeah, let's go over vagina.
Wiener is code word
Yeah,
for
we started
vagina.
walking around. Man, I got all kind of dick last night.
You guys don't know, huh? Yeah, hey, that's what throws the ladies off.
That's what those ladies are.
Maybe that's what Molina was trying to do.
Oh my God! Somebody send help.
You know? That's what Molina was trying to do.
All right.
He was about to get divorced, so he had to say, no, ma'am.
Hey,
It wasn't a woman.
maybe he needs to cool off with a Sisu cold plunge.
Yeah, maybe.
There you
Maybe,
go.
you know.
I'm
There you
just
go.
saying.
There you go.
I'm just saying.
There you go.
Man, I think that's everything, man. What
about-
a crazy event. What's up?
Cain Velasquez getting sent.
Oh, man.
Hey,
Hey, free Kane.
Free Kane.
Man, I don't
Crazy.
care what the law says.
Poor
Look,
dude,
man. In the heat of the moment, if you're in Cain Velasquez's position, you do the same thing. And I hope if you're any kind of man, any
Let
kind
me
of
ask
father,
this.
free Kane
yeah.
today, now.
What happened to the guy that he went after?
I don't think he's been. I don't think he's been to
I
court
think
yet.
I think it's going on or something. I didn't deep dive into that, but you know, justice is in the works for that person.
But justice has already been apparently
Yeah,
served
that's
on
what I
him.
have a problem
But
with.
now, from what I
man.
understand, he's only got 1 year to serve.
Don't matter. He served already
Seriously, suspended sentence,
396
man.
days
So,
or some shit.
Let me say this and make sure I state this first. I'm 1,000% free Kane, behind Kane on this. I would have done the exact same thing. The issue is that he hit the wrong person.
He did hit somebody.
He shot the wrong person.
Okay, so if that would have been your mom,
Right.
your dad,
Right.
whatever.
What if it had been that person's
If
kid?
my mom or my dad are hanging out with that type of company,
No, I
maybe they
think
have
the
it coming. I
bullet
don't
just
know,
went
you know.
off somewhere
No,
else. right?
it's somebody in the truck.
Oh.
So what if it had been that guy's kid?
Well, yeah, then I'm going to be with, I got to side with Wayne.
You banged my kid and I shot yours?
Yeah.
Or what if he just misses that truck and hits the wrong fucking truck?
That's
No,
a different
that's
story.
different story.
That's a different story.
I
Happened
do,
hundreds,
do I
thousands of
believe
times.
that I would have done anything different? No.
You know what Kane should have did?
No.
He should have pulled a Drake Lopez. And just went and beat the dude up in his front yard.
There you go.
Did a good fellas.
Right. There you go. The good fella.
Hey, and also,
If ever there was a scenario where like even probation should apply, this is it. Okay, fine. You want to dish out some kind of justice because he did it the wrong way.
It could have been a lot worse. He didn't kill
Exactly.
anybody.
They need to go to prison for that.
no, he didn't kill anybody, but that's also like saying Diego drives home drunk tomorrow,
No, it's different.
and he doesn't kill anybody.
That's different.
Doesn't kill anybody, but he just hits another car. That's
Right.
all. He just hit another car.
That's different.
That's way different, man.
No, man.
That's different than going after somebody who
Child
molested.
somebody molested a
Yes.
kid.
Do I
I'm
think
sorry,
it's a
that's
child?
I
way
think
different than
he's-
drunk driving.
I think he's right. I think he's right in everything that he did. I just gotta play a little white devil's advocate.
No, you just got to play white.
Because you know
You're playing white.
This guy. I'll be working on my tan soon.
I got it. We gotta get some free Kane shirts made and then send them out to like send the money to one of his charities or some shit like that.
Send them to DC.
Send the money to DC.
Send them to DC.
Let's do it.
So if you guys can go out there and support Kane, I know there are some free Kane shirts on his website, and also
I'm going to go bail him out.
Our condolences again go out to
bail Kane
the
out.
family of George Foreman,
Yeah, no doubt.
a man who I think would have been the greatest heavyweight of all time had there not been Muhammad Ali. Like nobody
That's fair.
banged like him. If you go back,
Nobody banged?
dude, you go back and watch his fight with
Nobody
Frazier.
banged women?
Man.
He knocked Frazier down 5 times in 2 rounds.
And then they tried to say
about hands or
and
with
then
hands?
they tried to say whenever he came back, they tried to say the Michael Moore fight was rigged. No.
No,
Are you kidding me?
I mean, when you talk about second acts, like that's maybe the second act, the best second act of all time. 20 years later, comes back and wins.
You watch the movie? You
heavyweight
watch the
title.
George Foreman movie?
No,
It's a good movie. Have you
you
seen
watched
it?
No.
It's on YouTube, or it's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I'll try
It's
to
a good
check
movie.
it out.
Hey, again,
Big
go to
George.
UFC Fight Pass. Watch Fury FC 103.
Just go watch the intro.
Crazy card.
Just go watch the intro, if
Intro's
nothing
great.
else. The intro is
Intro's
great.
Intro was great.
You can go
Intro
back
was
and watch
great.
100 as well, and you can compare the two and tell us which event was better.
Go watch all of them.
Let's get it.
Hey guys, on that note, the time for talk is over. This has been Fury Unleashed.
It's time to unleash